say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final test and tune for the Racing for a Cause Super Late Model Series. It's going to be starting up next Wednesday night. I am your host, Chris. Normally with me up in the booth is Rick. He's not joining me, it looks like, tonight, and that's okay. And I got to fix this. Oh my goodness, it's all over the place. Here's a look at the schedule coming up, starting next week, guys, and it's going to be a good one. I can't wait to get this one going. It will be Rick and I up here in the booth calling all the action on these short track races. And speaking of short tracks, tonight we are at the bull ring for this final test and tune, a 3/8 of a mile track. We're going to be running 150 laps here tonight. Air temperature 69 degrees, track temperature 72. 150 laps, as I said, that equates to about 57 miles here on the bull ring. No tires is the rule for tonight. You cannot take tires. You can come down pit road. You can take fuel if you think you need to. They don't. You can get repairs done to your vehicle if you need to. They may. It's short track racing here on a Wednesday night. Getting excited to get this one going. And we welcome all of our race fans. Brandon, Myrtle Beach on the birthday. Oh, that's a pretty good way to spend a birthday. No doubt about it. Guys, remember, MaxSpeedTV bringing you something every single night. But for Rick and I, our next one after tonight will be Friday night, the Relentless Racing Series, coming at you live from Pocono. And then on Sunday, make sure to check out the trjkarting.com Blazing Pedal Series, where they take the trucks to Daytona Road. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure I've ever seen trucks on the road. Well, we'll see. It's going to be cool nonetheless. So what's the format here for this season? Easy. We're talking heats. 8 drivers per heat. And that will set the final stage, or the, excuse me, it'll start the starting lineup. Easy for me to say. For the feature. We got about 3 more minutes to go, guys. We're going to bring you live action through that. I'm just going to put on a little music and we'll watch the rest of the practice. We'll come back for qualifying. Thanks very much for coming out tonight, spending a little time with us here for Racing for a Cause on MaxSpeedTV. Hey, you know what, KR? You're absolutely right. Gotta push the buttons. Gotta push the buttons. This is why we do final testing tunes. Not just the drivers on the track, but us up here in the booth. Look what we've got here, though. We've got Ryan Nolan in the 78. He's trying to put some pressure on Al Smith in the 96. Nolan started deep into this heat race, and he's worked his way up to third, maybe trying to shoot for second. Matthew McLean sitting there in the 88. A.J. Hamill's moved up a position into fifth spot. A.J. Hamill trying to get around that 88, and that's a challenge here. You really have one good line, and that's the inside line. KR, you'll be fine. Just send it. Full throttle, hard left, full throttle, hard left. You're going to be just fine tonight. Good racing in this heat for so far. And Matthew Spinks has led every single lap here in this heat in that 35. He started up front, was able to take control early, hasn't let up yet, and he's got a 1.6 second lead. A battle for second, though, as Ryan Nolan peeks underneath Al Smith Jr. and takes that position away. The 88, Matthew McLean, trying to do the same thing, peeks inside, and he doesn't quite have him at the line, has him going into 1 and 2. Matthew McLean trying to take over third position, and Al Smith Jr. fighting very hard on the outside. McLean lets that thing roll really nice right there, does have third. McLean in the 88 takes over third place. The 96, a little bump there from the 88, gets pushed up. Al Smith puts that one in the memory bank. A.J. Hamill not able to take control of that one, and oh, A.J., look at this. We need to work on colors. Matthew Spinks already across the start-finish line, and heat number 1 is done. That happens quick here. Heat number 2 is going to be made up of James McIntyre, Tony Quadros, Justin Rigsby, Too Cool, Sean Cool, Rex Hoyle, and Brian Hacker. Those 6 drivers making up heat number 2. There will be 3 heats, it looks like, here tonight. Quick peek of that 3/8 of a mile track here in Las Vegas, known as the Bull Ring. These guys getting set to do battle, trying to set that field for the feature race here tonight. Remember that feature race, 150 laps, no tires. That's 57 miles. Down the backstretch, a very slow 35, 36, 37, depending on who you're looking at, miles an hour, getting ready to go to the green flag. James McIntyre Jr. on the pole, gonna be in charge of this one. Green flag out, the 81 takes off. Tony Quadros fighting hard on the outside, trying to keep position. He saw what happened in the first heat. Doesn't want it to happen to him, but he is stuck on the outside. Justin Rigsby able to sneak in. And the 50 car, oh my goodness, look at the 24, Sean Cool. Sean Cool on the outside, doing it the hard way. The 12 goes around. Tony Quadros goes around. We're going to have to take a peek at that one on the MaxSpeedTV instant replay. The 12. Was to the outside. You're going to see a wicked move here from Sean Cool as he goes to the outside. 3 wide at the Bull Ring? Sure, why not? And he's got the 50 car. That's Rex Hoyle to the inside. A little bit of a push there. And around goes the 12. No damage. Everybody should be just fine as we are under caution in heat race number 2. Caution laps will go very, very quickly here at the Bull Ring. Just a reminder, this is Racing for a Cause Super Late Models. Their season set to begin next Wednesday night. Rick Hammond will be joining me up in the booth every Wednesday night to bring you the action of these guys here at Racing for a Cause. If short track racing isn't your thing, be sure to check them out on a Tuesday night. The venerable K.R. Stolfus calls the action in their truck series every Tuesday night following the NASCAR. Well, they don't really follow a NASCAR schedule, but they certainly do use the NASCAR tracks. And they've had some real barn burners over there, including a dirt race not too long ago, which was absolutely fantastic. If you want to see truck racing on dirt, man, make sure to go back, check it out, the Vapor Trail Truck Series right here at Racing for a Cause on Tuesday nights. Pace car lights are out. The 81 James McIntyre still up front. Justin Rigsby going to be starting on his outside. Sean Cool with a really wicked move to the outside 3 wide here on the bull ring. He is sitting in 3rd spot. Rex Hoyle in the 50 going to be starting outside 2nd row. Then we've got Brian Hacker and Tony Quadros. Henri starts its leader's choice. Whenever he decides to go, he goes, and everybody's got to follow. A little bit of a leader's advantage. 81 takes off, but Justin Rigsby, he's no fool. He was right there on the gas pedal. These guys side by side. Down the backstretch into turns number 3 and 4, and wow, Sean Cool doing a fantastic job pulling up on the inside. Looks like he's going to take over position number 2. Justin Rigsby delegated back to 3. Tony Quadros trying to make up for lost time as he has moved up to 5th spot already. Brian Hacker trying to fight back on the outside in the 11. Rex Hoyle sitting there in 4th spot. But the battle really is for first place. You've got Sean Cool in the 24. On the inside, James McIntyre not able to hold position, and Sean Cool goes around. Sean Cool taking over the lead, and Justin Rigsby in the 99 looking to follow suit as McIntyre may be starting to head the wrong way in the 81. The door was opened, and now Rex Hoyle taking advantage. It happens that quickly here on a short track racing. The 81 was leading about 3 laps ago, now back to 4th place. Sean Cool up front, and he is running some blistering lap times right now. Justin Rigsby trying to follow him, but he's losing some time. Gap 0.6 of a second. Rex Hoyle in the 50 car did a good job taking advantage of the hole that was open. Rex Hoyle is moved up to 3rd spot with 3 laps to go. Sean Cool looking to try and win this one. Across the start-finish line, white flag should be coming out. And it is. Sean Cool, this is your heat race to lose. Maybe... no, they're not going to battle. I think Rex is fine with that 3rd place finish. But Sean Cool goes across the start-finish line to wrap up heat number 2. So just like that, 2 heats are done. Heat number 3 starting to go on the grid. And this one's packed full of guys too. Oh, my goodness. Doug Wasaki in the 45. Going to be starting on the pole. K.R. Stolfus. Oh my goodness. They let him in. KR going to be driving this number 77. He's starting on the outside pole. No practice laps. Andy Lambert going to be starting in 3rd. Chris Stump 4th. And Justin McDuff going to be starting shotgun. Doug Wasaki, no stranger to Racing for a Cause. He's been around for a very long time. K.R. Stolfus is going to be his first full season with Racing for a Cause. Trying to position that 77 as well as he can in this heat race to try and start up front for that feature. To do it, he's got to get around the 45. That's Doug Wasaki on the pole. And Andy Lambert going to be starting right behind him. Chris Stump going to be starting in 4th. and Justin McDuff 5th again. All eyes are on that pace car. It's about to drop down onto pit road. Doug Wasaki going to be in control of the field, waiting for that green flag to drop and put these guys up to speed. KR Stolfus takes a wide turn to get good momentum. Doug Wasaki takes the green, and KR with a very strong effort on that very first lap, trying to get the momentum. Look at that, 3 wide going into 3. Oh my heart. KR takes advantage on the outside. Andy Lambert looking on the inside of Wasaki. Lambert able to take position. Andy Lambert sitting in second. Doug Wasaki third. Still a little bit high on the track though. Chris Stump right behind Wasaki. No, check that. All right, we got to change. Something happened here. We've got KR. We've got Justin McDuff. Chris Stump for position over Doug Wasaki. And Andy Lambert, all kinds of beat up. We missed that. Andy Lambert's front end has seen better days, luckily. He will get a new car for the feature, but man, that car is all torn up already. 11 laps to go. And McDuff in the 20, starting to put the challenge on the 77 of KR Stolfus. KR hitting that corner just a little bit high, KR. It's good on a restart, but momentum doesn't mean much compared to the inside lane here. And McDuff and Stump going around. Doug Wasaki fighting back on the inside. The 77 now stuck in no man's land. Eight laps to go as Justin McDuff goes past the start-finish line out onto the backstretch. He's got Chris Stump right behind him. Michelle, good to see you out there. It's been a very, very long time since I've had the opportunity to talk to you. Very good to see you out there. We appreciate you stopping in for this final test and tune, getting ready to start the season next week. McDuff out front of Chris Stump, and now Stump has the advantage to the inside. McDuff kind of missed that corner a little bit, and Stump is going to the inside. Stump does have the advantage to the inside, heading on to the backstretch. The 98 looking to try and take the lead. The 98 of Chris Stump now up front, and Justin McDuff trying to give chase. Doug Wasaki with a very solid third place run so far with KR right behind him. Andy Lambert slowed by that front end damage with a battle right now up front. And this is looking good. Chris Stump, Justin McDuff, Doug Wasaki, all within about a second of each other. Stump crosses the start-finish line. 2 laps to go here on this 3/8 of a mile track. McDuff, he started in 5th spot, worked his way up to lead 5 laps, and then was passed by Chris Stump with 1 lap to go. Everybody just looking to hold on now. Starting positions are being figured out right now as Stump wins heat number 3 and forgets to turn? Nah, he did that on purpose. Heat racing all wrapped up here, getting ready to go to the feature. As we wait for them to take the field, I would like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Racing for a Cause, final test and tune before the season starts next week, right here, Wednesday night, 8:45 on MaxSpeedTV. Can't wait to bring you guys the action. It's going to be fun. We try and figure out the starting field here. Oh no, we have a warm-up. I forgot they did this. This is pretty cool. It gives me a chance to take a break. Whew. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to go split screen. We'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunkett goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Paravolca. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Paravolca. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
As we have about 23 more seconds of warm-up following KR, I do need to send out a thank you. KR, as you know, or may not know, also broadcast here on MaxSpeedTV. He came here to race with Racing for a Cause. Wasn't sure what cause to put on. He did it for me. JDRF. Plastered all over that car. Me and my son. And I can't thank you enough, KR, in all seriousness. Although I'm going to pick on you. At least you know I care. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for warm-up. We've run 3 heat races. The field is going to be set. And it looks like Al Smith Jr. going to be on the pole. As soon as the cars take the track, we will go through it all. 17 cars here for the final test and tune. That's a pretty good outing for just a test session. That bodes well for the rest of the season. As I like to do, we'll throw on a little grid music and get ready to go through it all with you. Starting on the pole tonight in his number 96, Al Smith Jr. On the outside, car number 45, Doug Wasaki. Starting in third place tonight, number 50 of Rex Hoyle. In the 88, Matthew McLean. Starting in fourth. Starting fifth, Justin McDuff in the 20. Starting in sixth place tonight, Justin Rigsby. The 78, fellow Vermonter, Ryan Nolan, starting in 7th place. On his outside, Chris Stump. In the 98, Sean Too Cool Cool, going to be starting on the 9th position. In the 24, Matthew Spink, starting in 10th. In the 35, James McIntyre. In the 81, going to be starting in 11th. K.R. Stolfus, starting 12th in that 77. A.J. Hamill, going to be starting his 18 ride in 13th place. Brian Hacker, 14th. Andy Lambert, 15th. Mike Holtzclaw, 16th. And Tony Quadro bringing up the rear to start this race. Getting ready to go live. Green flag racing. Green flag. Al Smith up front. He's got Doug Wasaki to the outside. Big trouble already. The 50 car dives down into low. He's off the race surface. Green flag will stay out. And Al Smith able to take advantage. He's got a 0.5 of a second lead already. Lap number 2. Rex Hoyle had a little incident. Now very far back as he is trying to catch up. Caution flag waves. Caution flag is out. I gotta believe that that was probably thrown by an admin. Try and straighten this field out. Not the way you want to start 150 laps. To his credit, though, he was able to stay down below the line. He was letting the race happen. Rex Hoyle had a heck of a ride here already. Speaking of heck of a ride, that 96 car up front, Al Smith Jr. Al started on the pole. He's led all 3 laps here so far. Doug Wasaki still in second spot. And you've got Matthew McLean, Justin McDuff, and Justin Rigsby rounding out the top 5. Then you've got Ryan Nolan, Sean Cool, and Chris Stump, Mike Holtzclaw, and Matthew Spinks. Actually, Holtzclaw looks like he's coming down pit road. The 22 coming down pit road. Slight damage maybe. Had to get it fixed up. So that'll give 10th position over to the 81, James McIntyre. Short track racing. This is good. I love to watch it. Pace car lights are out. Pace car will drop onto that backstretch pit road. And Al Smith is picking the outside to restart this one. Doug Wasaki going to start on the inside in second spot. Leader's choice when they go after the initial start here at Racing for a Cause. The 96 can go whenever he wants after the pace car leaves the racing surface. And Al Smith Jr. patiently waiting. And he hits the go button. We're back under green flag conditions. Al Smith with a great restart. Kind of left everybody behind. Doug Wasaki with a fantastic drive into turn number 3. Wasaki looking to have a good finish here tonight in the last test and tune before the season starts next Wednesday. Wasaki getting very racy here tonight as he is starting to look like he's challenging for the lead. Getting very close to the back bumper of the 96 Al Smith Jr. And Wasaki may not be happy running in second here tonight. He may be challenging for the lead. Justin McDuff sitting in third spot, started in fifth, has worked up a couple of positions. Matthew McLean in the 88 has done, well, he's managed to hold position. He started fourth. He is fourth, goes way up to the outside. That's going to allow Rigsby to the inside. Chris Stump right behind him, going to try and make him pay again as Stump is able to get to the inside. A little bit of momentum, and the 88 able to close the door. McLean able to close the door on Chris Stump. Matthew Spinks right behind him. He started in 10th place, worked his way up to 7th already. AJ Hamill in that white number 18. He is running in 8th spot. Tony Quadros started 17th, already up to 9th position. Good racing out of him. Then you've got Ryan Nolan getting a little loose. Nolan in the 78, just as we clicked on his name, gets loose. The 81 of McIntyre on the outside had a chance, but the 78 able to get speed back under there. And he is taking off again. Andy Lambert to the inside of the 81, and he is looking for position. The 70 able to clear the 81, looking down low. Not able to get underneath the 78. Checking back up front, you've still got Al Smith Jr. McDuff able to get around Wasaki. Wasaki running good third place right now, but he's got Justin Rigsby closing up. Rigsby very fast on short tracks. I have seen him before. Doing a good job out there. We pick up where we left off. We'll start with Ryan Nolan. He is in 10th spot, started 7th, so fell back a little bit, trying to work his way back forward. Andy Lambert started 15th. He's up to 11th position right now. Too Cool, Sean Cool. He started in 9th. He's currently in 12th, trying to work his way forward. Rex Hoyle, we saw him spin out in the very opening of the race, and he is trying to battle back. Then you've got Brian Hacker in the number 11. Hacker started 14th. He's currently in 14th. Net gain at 0, but look for that 11 later on. Mike Holtzclaw sitting there in the 15th position. He started 16th, has worked his way up a position. KR started in 12th position, has fallen back a little ways, and you see a little bit of damage to that front end, it looks like. And then James McIntyre, he was caught on the outside, may have just fallen back a little bit to gather it back up. And McIntyre in the 81, we'll look for him a little bit later. Up front, though, you still have Al Smith Jr. being followed by McDuff and Wasaki. Top three kind of starting to leave fourth and on back behind. As Wasaki has got a pretty good gap now on Rigsby. No tire rule in effect here tonight at the Bull Ring. This 3/8 of a mile track doesn't need tires. So saith the admin, so saith the drivers. They're going to figure it out here tonight. Lap 23 of 150 being worked right now. And Matthew Spinks, who started in 10th, has worked his way up to 5th, trying to figure out a way around the 99 of Rigsby. Maybe slightly faster right now, but very hard to pass here on this short track. Got to be to the inside for the most part. Chris Stump in the 98, started in 8th place, has only worked up a couple of positions, but Stump really trying to figure it out. He's got AJ Hamill right behind him. Hamill, very good short track racer as well, and he is trying to figure out a way around Stump. Behind them, Tony Quadros in the 12. He's doing a fantastic job. He started in last. He was on shotgun. We're under caution. And it looks like it's the 50 car of Rex Hoyle one more time. We're going to go back to the MaxSpeedTV instant replay and try and figure out what happened to the 50 car. See him on the outside. KR to the inside. Hacker also to the inside as... Oh, they come off the corner, and it looks like KR may have been a little excited on that gas pedal. Gets into the 50. And away we go, under caution. No tires can be taken. They can come in and get fuel. They can come in and repair damage, but no tires. We've got 2 cars out there on pit road. The 78, Ryan Nolan, the 24, Sean Cool, taking advantage of some repair time. Al Smith, not damaged, not worrying about tires, stays out. Plenty of fuel in these cars to make all 150 laps. So Al Smith decides he likes first place, going to stay out there a little longer. RFC looking good here. Caution number 2, though. We've had 7 laps under caution of the 29. 122 laps to go. Al Smith Jr. has led every single lap here so far tonight. I want to thank everybody that's come out live here on MaxSpeedTV to watch Racing for a Cause, their final test and tune. And we've got some real characters here that are going to come at us live, starting their season next Wednesday night. Part of the very nice thing about Racing for a Cause, if you look, each and every car has a cause that they run for. You see the race leader Al Smith Jr. has the Make-A-Wish Foundation on his car. And the list goes on and on and on. Pace car lights are off. Pace car is getting ready to go down that backstretch pit road entry. And when he does, Al Smith Jr. takes control of this field. Leader's choice as to when to go. He's going to leave Justin McDuff on the outside. Doug Wasaki going to be on the inside of the second row. Watch for that 35. Matthew Spinks on the outside of the second row has been very fast. Al Smith Jr. hits the go button very quickly, and he takes off. Justin McDuff able to keep pace, and McDuff slides down into second spot. The 45 of Doug Wasaki still maintaining third spot, but Chris Stump making his move. Stump now up to 4th spot, going to be working on Wasaki. But before he can do that, has got to clear the 35. Looks like he may have done that now. Now the 18 of A.J. Hamill trying to work the 35. And we've got one that's gone around. And that is the 70 of Andy Lambert. He gets it going again, staying under green. Al Smith up front. The battle right now. Oh, we're under caution. And I believe that caution was thrown by an admin to straighten the field out. Don't want to have short green flag racing. So the field will reset. Nothing to show you here on the MaxSpeedTV instant replay, as it was just to reset the field. KR Stolfus coming down pit road, it looks like. No, yes. KR getting a little work done at the body shop. He don't know what he's doing right now. He pulled forward. KR may be having some issues on pit road. Keep an eye on that. Stands are filled here at the bull ring, and why not? Short track racing is very exciting. It happens very quick. You got to keep an eye out for everything. It really is a challenge for us up in the booth, and it's fun. I love this. It's good to be home here at Racing for a Cause. Can't wait to have Rick up in the booth with me. He'll be here with me next week as we kick off the season. Al Smith maybe wants to start the season off before. He might want tonight to be a points counter if he stays up front. He's led all 37 laps. Stolfus, by virtue of being on pit road a little too long, looks like he did go down a lap. Short track racing, though, it may not be that bad. There may be another caution to let him get his lap back. Andy Lambert is taking an EOL. That's end of line if you're not familiar with the terminology. So he feels like he was responsible for bringing out that last caution. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back to the green flag racing, and Al Smith Jr. going to choose the inside lane again. That puts Justin McDuff to the outside. Doug Wasaki on the inside, second row, and on his outside, Chris Stump. AJ Hamill has worked his way up to fifth, and we're under green again. Al Smith Jr. with fantastic restarts here tonight, doing a great job. Stump battling for third on the outside. Doug Wasaki does have the preferred line, but can he hold on to the 45? Chris Stump takes over third spot. A little bit of push out of those cars, starting to work their way up towards the wall. The 98 may have him cleared. No, the 45 battles back. Hard on the brakes. No place to go for the 45. Had to settle it down. Tony Quadros hard into the inside wall. We're going to go back and take a peek on the MaxSpeedTV instant replay to find out what happened to the 12. As cars were starting to stack up front, and sometimes that happens as an accordion out back. Yeah, the 88 gets into the 12. Pretty easy to see there. The 88, Matthew McLean, into the 12, and the 12 touches the wall. Not too bad. He does have some damage on that right front fender, but I believe that's from something that happened earlier. KR now being scored 2 laps down. Should get one of them back right now as we are under caution. Very easy to go down laps on pit road here. It's only 3/8 of a mile track. Very, very easy to miscalculate how much time it takes for the pace car to come around. We are still under caution here. Lap 44 of 150. KR has a little bit of work to do. He will get a lap back here, I believe, unless he was involved with that last accident. Any slight contact may have made him ineligible. And if so, that would be a shame. That was a good opportunity to try and get a lap back the easy way. Not looking like it's going to happen, though, for KR. 88 did take that last caution, moves to the end of the line. Pace car lights are off. Pace car is going to be looking for that backstretch pit entry, and when he finds it, Al Smith Jr. from the outside this time will take control of the field. Al Smith, race leader on the outside. Oh, you know what? McDuff was the race leader. I should have believed the scoring. I didn't see the pass. So McDuff has taken over the lead. It was on him to restart, and restart he did. The 96 not able to keep up. Now it's all a matter of trying to find a way to catch that 20 car. Chris Stump sitting in third spot. AJ Hamill, he is sitting in fourth in the number 18. The 46, Doug Wasaki, is fallen back to fifth spot with Matthew Spinks right behind. McDuff with a great restart from the lead. The 96 gets a little loose, touches the apron, and that may give Stump enough time. Yes, it does. Stump around the 96, then hard on the brakes. That's going to stack up the field. You see the 11 of Hacker up top, as now he's got to find the line? He does. He finds it down to the inside of the 35. Hacker looking for position. That's a battle for 6th place. Hacker takes it over by a nose. And Matthew Spinks hanging out on the outside. Here comes Ryan Nolan in the 78. Touches the 99. The 99 of Rigsby gathers it back up. Ryan Nolan to the inside. He's got Sean Cool behind him. We've seen it time and time again here. The outside, not your friend under green flag conditions. The 78 able to get around now. Justin Rigsby may be in trouble as the 24 now looking to battle. Sean Cool to the inside of the 99. Heading into turns 3 and 4. Coming back out onto the straightaway. And Sean Cool has position number 9. Rigsby has fallen back to 10th. Mike Holtzclaw saw that all happening from his 11th place running order. And Andy Lambert doing a good job has worked his way back up to 12th. Rex Hoyle, we've seen him involved in a couple here tonight. One very early on, and then he may have been touched by the 77 of KR to send him away, but he is trying to make a comeback. James McIntyre Jr. sitting in the 81. He's got KR Stolfus lap down vehicle right behind him. And the 88 running in 15th position. Last car on the lead lap is Matthew McLean. Up front, though, McDuff has decided he would love to lead a few laps here and has done so, as he is up to 17 laps led. We're on lap 58 of 150. So over a third done with this one already. Chris Stump started 8th position, now running in 2nd with Al Smith, who started on the pole, back to 3rd. He's got AJ Hamill right behind him. And Doug Wasaki, who had a great start here tonight in 2nd. He's running in 5th. That's a good run for him. Brian Hacker running in 6th. And Matthew Spink. So I think we've gone around the field here. McDuff on the going across the start finish line. We hop in the car to go around a lap with this guy. McDuff doing a good job up front, clean air. And you see how much distance he travels side to side trying to get into these corners. From the wall way down to the inside, being careful not to quite hit those rumble strips. That can make your car tight, push you towards the wall. Have to be very careful of those. And the laps, they do go by fast. 14, 7, 8, 3 on his last lap was Justin McDuff in the 20 car. Pretty much single file around this 3/8 of a mile track. Looks like the top 8 cars have really kind of separated themselves. Ryan Nolan trying to find his way back up, and he is leading the second group of cars. Justin Rigsby, Mike Holtzclaw, Andy Lambert, Rex Hoyle, Matthew McLean, James McIntyre, and we'll throw KR in there as well. McDuff dives into one, not challenged right now by Chris Stump, but you can assure yourself Chris Stump trying to figure out a way to catch the back bumper of the 20 car, as he would love to lead some laps here in this little preseason race. This is the second of 2 preseason races that I have covered. The first one last week was on MaxSpeedTV 2.0, just as a kind of a for fun race. And these guys were taking it pretty serious, and even more so tonight as the racing is starting to become real. Al Smith still holding on the 3rd spot. AJ Hamill really gets a good run, just not able to capitalize. Smith covering the line very well in that 96. The 18 trying to figure out a way to put the nose underneath. Doug Wasaki having a fantastic run here, sitting in 5th spot. But he does have Brian Hacker right behind him, trying to figure out a way around the 45. The 11 goes up a little high, diamonding the corners just a little bit, trying to find a little extra speed. Got to run a slightly different line than the guy in front of you. If you don't, you're never going to catch him. Right behind him, the 24. That's Sean Cool. Sean Cool in that 24, trying to get back up towards the front. We saw him make a 3-wide pass during the heat race that he was in. Unbelievable pass, and he is looking for a way to try and do that again here in the feature. Sean Cool, somebody to watch out for as the laps tick down. Just about halfway done with this one, though. Justin McDuff up front. He's led 33 laps, working lap 34. As we are halfway through this one right now, the blue and yellow flag out waving to let the leader know halfway done. Chris Stump behind him still, trying to figure out a way to catch him, but I'll tell you, McDuff doing a good job, almost a half a second lead over Chris Stump right now. Al Smith still holding on to third, and Hamill looking right behind him in fourth. Again with a good run, just not able to go anywhere with it. Has to tap the brakes and come out of it. Doug Osaki still holding on to fifth with Brian Hacker and Sean Cool battling out for sixth place. Brian Hacker in the 11 started 14th, currently running 6th, trying to put pressure on the 45 of Doug Wasaki. That slightly different line may be starting to pay dividends for the 11 car, as he is starting to close the gap on 5th place runner Doug Wasaki in the 45. Doug has a little bit of an issue, pushes up track. That makes way for Brian Hacker. Hacker able to get around. Sean Cool sneaks a nose in. Sean Cool to the inside. Doug Wasaki falls 2 positions, back to 7th. Brian Hacker and Sean Cool able to get around him. Matthew Spinks saw that happen. He may have picked up on a way to try and get underneath the 45, but the 45 definitely starting to run that line again. Oh, goes up high again. The 45 on the outside. Matthew Spinks to the inside. Spinks up to 7th place. Ryan Nolan really trying to catch that front group still. Just not quite there. But it is closing. That gap is closing. Andy Lambert leading what we'll call the second group, as Nolan has kind of left him behind. Andy Lambert started 15th here tonight. Currently running in 10th. We saw some pretty good damage in his heat race, but now that 70 looking good and trying to get around the track. He was involved in an incident, took an EO well, has worked his way back up in the 10th position. Mike Holtzclaw behind him in the 22. He's running 11th, started 16th. And Rex Hoyle started in 3rd. Had a couple of little incidents there. He is back up to 12th position and trying to find his line. We have a car off pace, and that is the 99 of Rigsby. Rigsby off pace, maybe bringing it down on pit road. Did not see if anything happened to Justin. He may just have to call it a night. And he is off pit road right now. KR Stolfus off track. And Tony Quadros also off track. We'll see what happens with Rigsby as he comes into his pit stall. Not sure. We go back to the leader, Justin McDuff. McDuff now has led 40 laps. 8 more laps, and he'll have tied Al Smith Jr. for most laps led. And he is putting a beat down on this track as he has expanded that gap to 2nd place. Chris Stump by 9/10 of a second. Al Smith Jr. running 3rd. And AJ Hamill's right behind him. Sean Cool is running in 5th, and it's not going to be long before he's going to want to try and battle it out here for position. Sean Cool running 5th, would love to take 4th away from Hamill. These cars really starting to battle tight here as we're on lap 91 of 150. Put Brian Hacker in that group. He's currently running in 6th. He wouldn't mind moving up a little bit, as would Matthew Spinks. Spinks, who started in 10th, has worked his way up to 7th, and he is doing a very good job. Seems like his line very consistent here tonight. Brian Hacker finally relinquishes a spot to Sean Cool, and Sean Cool actually going down below the 18. AJ Hamill under attack by the 24 of Sean Cool, and Hamill may not be able to do anything about it as he's on the outside. Sean Cool takes position. Sean Cool in the 24 takes position over Hamill, and now he's got Al Smith Jr. in front of him. Sitting in 3rd spot is Al Smith, and Cool would love to get a nice top 3 finish out of the night. Check in with the race leader. That's Justin McDuff. Justin now has led more laps than anybody else at 56. Al Smith 40. So McDuff doing a fantastic job here tonight. I think he may have found something in that Toyota Camry. McDuff pulling away from the rest of the field. He's got Chris Stump by 1.5 seconds. And then Al Smith Jr. Sean Cool trying to catch him though. Oh, caution. The 11 car facing the wrong way. We'll go back to the Max Speed instant replay. Find out what happened to Brian Hacker in the 11. Looks like he did scrape the wall a little bit. The 35 had to run to the inside. Brian tried to close the door, and around he went. It'll be interesting to see who takes that one, as the 35 of Matthew Spinks and the 11 car of Brian Hacker get together. And that brings us under caution one more time here tonight. We've had 5 cautions for 20 laps. We've got 50 laps to go. We've had 1 lead change. And that's when McDuff got around Al Smith Jr. Eventually, Chris Stump was able to get around Al as well. And Smith now running in 3rd spot. Fantastic racing. Short track action here from Racing for a Cause. Again, their season does start next Wednesday night. Can't wait to bring all the action to you. It's going to be myself and Rick Hammond Jr. calling the action every Wednesday night. Short track action, guys. No tire rules in effect. I believe it's for all tracks. There may be a couple of exceptions. We'll never need to come down pit road for fuel. Unfortunately, KR Stolfus not able to finish this race. Down 27 laps. Tony Quadros also off track 58 laps ago. Rigsby still sitting on pit road, although he's been there for 17 laps, so I don't know what happened with him. Cars are going to start lining up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off as we get set to go back. Green flag racing. It's going to be McDuff and Stump on the front row. Smith and Cool second row. Third row is going to be AJ Hamill and Doug Wasaki. Justin McDuff with the leader's advantage takes off. He is gone. Green flag out. We are back under green flag racing. Chris Stump getting challenged by Al Smith Jr. Smith Jr. in the 96 to the inside for position number 2. Stump can't hold, and he's got to drop down behind Al Smith in the 96. Chris Stump back to 3rd. A battle now for 4th place. You got Sean Cool, AJ Hamill battling it out. AJ Hamill to the inside, Cool on the outside. Hamill able to get in very well in that corner, and that allows Ryan Nolan to try and take a peek. Cool does eventually close the door, but Ryan Nolan there in the 78, running in 6th spot. Dives down to the inside, the 24 stuck to the outside. Ryan Nolan looking for position number 5. They get together at the line. And Ryan Nolan able to get around. Sean Cool, Ryan Nolan were battling it out pretty good. Doug Wasaki right behind them, watching the whole thing out of his front windshield. Wasaki's got Rex Hoyle in the 50 behind him. Hacker's trying to make up some ground as he was looking the wrong way on the track. Hacker back up to 9th. Hoyle running in 8th behind Hacker. You've got the 35 car. That's Matthew Spinks. And behind Matthew, the number 70 of Andy Lambert. Mike Hotzclaw. Oh, the 35 goes around. And we are under caution one more time. Possible contact between the 35 and 70. We'll go back and take a look at that. '70 looks like he got on the gas way early. And the 35 just was trying to find that throttle pedal, and he goes around. Andy Lambert, I'm sure, will take the credit for that one and take an EOL. That's what they do here at Racing for a Cause. If you cause an accident and you claim it, so be it. But you're going to take an EOL if you do not claim it. If nobody claims an accident, it goes to the driver's board. The driver's board will decide who was at fault, and you will get a penalty. Yeah, it was a pretty solid hit, Fumble. You're not wrong. Andy getting a little excited there. And who can't? I mean, how can you not get excited? It's short track racing on a Wednesday night. I'm used to looking at this stuff on a Saturday at my local track. I can't. Wednesday night, come on. Top 3 drivers on the board. Justin McDuff in the 20. Al Smith Jr. in the 96. And Chris Stump in the 98 car running 3rd. AJ Hamill is up to 4th. Ryan Nolan in the 78 car running in 5th. Sean Cool going to be starting on the outside of the 3rd row in 6th position as we get ready to go back under green. It is a great, I absolutely agree with you, especially short track racing, and it definitely helps. You're absolutely right. I think it makes drivers think twice before they just kind of dive in. This 3/8 of a mile track has certainly provided plenty of excitement here tonight, as the field is going to start looking to cross over 2 by 2. Pace car lights should shut off as it crosses the start-finish line this time by. Justin McDuff up front. Al Smith Jr. going to be starting 2nd. Does McDuff pick the high lane or does he pick the low lane? That's about the only thing we haven't figured out yet. Car's still single file. That may be a setting issue. They don't typically start single file. Nonetheless, McDuff up front. We are single file. Lap 116 of 150. Getting ready to cross and start lap 117. McDuff takes off. Al Smith Jr. kind of caught napping a little bit as he is already a half a second behind. On the backstretch, it's McDuff, Al Smith Jr. and Chris Stump. Your top 3. AJ Hamill looking to join the party. Hamill in the 18 looking for position, not able to get there. has to try and figure a way to the inside. Running in 5th spot, the 78 car, Ryan Nolan, with Sean Cool in the 24 right behind him. Nolan and Cool got together a little bit, and I don't know if Cool has forgotten about it. Top 4 cars starting to pull away from Ryan Nolan. And Nolan does a good job to try and catch the back bumper of Hamill. Hamill in the 18, looking out the front, checking out the mirror, making sure Nolan's not too close. Chris Stump trying to change his line a little bit, starting to diamond pattern this little track. You can see the brakes glowing inside those wheels, man. That's awesome. I love nighttime racing here on iRacing. And I love bringing you the action. I can't wait to start this season next Wednesday. I am super pumped. Can't wait to see all these guys on track when it counts. McDuff leads them down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Al Smith has a mirror full of Chris Stump. Stump can't be too careful, though, because behind him, AJ Hamill in the 18. And Hamill can't be too careful either because he's got Ryan Nolan, Sean Cool behind him. Tight racing going on in the final stages of this race. Lap 125 being worked right now by leader Justin McDuff. Brian Hacker goes for a pass on Rex Hoyle. Goes around, going the wrong way, Brian. The front stretch, not meant as a backup zone. Brian Hacker brings that car to a rest and spins it around. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened to the 11. I'm going to have to go back a little further. The 11 was behind the 50 of Rex Hoyle. Brian Hacker in the 11 may have tried to get on the gas pedal a little too soon. No, he did okay there. I was on the wrong stretch. Oh, yeah. There it is. Got on the gas pedal a little soon and brought the rear end of that 11 car around. Able to cross the start-finish line, so it'll be interesting to see where he starts. Well, actually, he'll be ended up taking an EOL. That was a self-spin. That gives everybody a chance to take one final breather on lap 128 of 150 of Justin McDuff up front with Al Smith and Chris Stump behind. Field tries to collect itself so we can get back under green. But we are under caution right now. Not bad for a little preseason run. 7 cautions for 32 laps. We've got 23 laps to go. Only one lead change, and that was when Justin McDuff passed Al Smith Jr. for the lead 88 laps ago, and he hasn't really looked back. Al Smith for a long time was running in 3rd spot, had figured out a way to get up to 2nd, and there he sits with Chris Stump going to be behind him, and AJ Hamill, Ryan Nolan, Sean Cool. Doug Wasaki having a fantastic race, running in 7th. Rex Hoyle running in 8th position. Matthew McLean in the 88 running 9th. Mike Holtzclaw running in 10th. Matthew Spinks, Andy Lambert, James McIntyre, Hacker, and Rigsby. Rigsby still on pit road. He's been there for quite a long time, 44 laps. We might as well consider him probably done for the night. We've got 2 cars officially retired, the 77 of KR Stolfus and the 12 car Tony Quadros. It is the Racing for a Cause Super Late Models getting ready to go back green flag racing as the pace car lights go off. Pit road entry on the backstretch here, a little bit different. Such a short track at 3/8 of a mile. Gonna retake the green flag with 19 laps to go. And Justin McDuff looking to have the restart of a lifetime here, trying to win this one. Pace car light's still on. Oh, you know why? Because I'm not live. That's why. Totally missed that restart, but it looks like McDuff did what he had to do, and he is up front with Al Smith Jr. behind and Chris Stump running third. The battle's going to be, I believe we're going to have two battles. We're going to have a battle for second and a battle for fourth coming up very, very soon. I'm going to try and keep an eye out for that. Chris Stump in the 98 takes it way down to the inside, gets loose. And that may be, no, he is able to gather it up. The 18 kind of moved his line a little bit to try and take advantage of Stump. And that almost allowed for Ryan Nolan to take advantage of AJ Hamill. They straighten it all out and continue on. But boy, what an exciting minute there. As Justin McDuff has a huge blink, disappeared for about a second and a half. Now back out on track though, Al Smith was being scored as the race leader for about a second and a half. That has straightened itself out with 14 laps to go. Across the start-finish line, 13 laps to go for race leader Justin McDuff. He's got Al Smith Jr., Chris Stump, AJ Hamill, and Ryan Nolan behind. Good evening, Skittles. Good to see you out there. You're tuning in for the end of this one as we've only got 12 laps to go. Missed a pretty good preseason race. Getting ready for next week as the season starts. Justin McDuff has led 96, make that 97 laps here. And it's the last 97 laps. He took control of the race from Al Smith Jr., and Al has not been able to find his way back up front. Although he was running in third place for a little while, he was able to come back up into second, but he's got a cluster of guys behind him looking to take position away. Nine laps to go for Justin McDuff, race leader in the 20. Stump drops way down low. Hamill takes a peek to the outside. That could be dangerous. Ryan Nolan taking a peek to the inside. If Hamill isn't able to clear Stump, and he doesn't, oh boy, look out. Ryan Nolan looking for position, and that could be really bad. Sean Cool was there, but the door was shut. AJ Hamill able to close the door before any more damage was done, only losing one position. Ryan Nolan looking really good out there in the 78. And it is McDuff up front with Al Smith Jr. behind. Stump running in third. Ryan Nolan now sitting in fourth spot with AJ Hamill behind. And AJ, he must be breathing really heavy at this point because he knows he got away with one there. As the field stacks up a little bit into out of four, they keep it straight. But man, hard brake work here. Watching for those brakes, they are glowing out of that 18 car. Very different ins and outs with the throttle and the brake here, and it's starting to show on track. Justin McDuff with just 3 laps to go, 2 when he crosses the start-finish line. Chris Stump right behind him. Al Smith running in third. Stump trying to chase down the leader in the 98. Will he be able to catch him? 2 laps to go. White flag will wave in about a half a lap. Justin McDuff trying to win this one. We're under caution. Oh no! Sean Cool goes around in the 24, bringing out the caution. We'll take a peek. Very, very quick peek. And it looks like Cool may have just gotten onto the gas a little too soon. Brought that one around. And we are on the final corner here for Justin McDuff. Gonna win this last preseason race, getting ready for the season to start next week. And yeah, he was sending it, trying to take that position, not able to do it. Congratulations goes out to Justin McDuff, winner of the last preseason race here on the Wednesday night super late model racing for a cause. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get this thing going, man. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be a great season, guys. Congratulations again to Justin McDuff, who really ended up dominating this one. Once he was able to get out front, he led 108 laps to finish it off. A very, very good run for them here tonight. Justin McDuff, Chris Stump, Al Smith Jr. That's a good way to get ready for the season to start. And I wasn't really going to do this, but I think I will anyway. We're going to talk to these guys right now. Al Smith Jr. in the 96, bringing that car home in third place tonight after starting on the pole. Al Smith, do you have a copy? I'm doing well, but hey, listen, this is the last kind of test and tune getting ready for the season. You got to be happy with the top three, although I know where you'd rather be. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I am telling you, we're going to have a blast this season. Al, thank you very much. Congratulations on third, and we can't wait to get the season started. That's Al Smith, driver of the number 96, bringing it home in third place tonight. Coming home in second is going to be driver of the number 98 car, Chris Stump. Chris, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy? I'm doing well, but hey, listen, this is the last kind of test and tune race. How do you feel about the season with that number 98?
But had a lot of fun running side by side with the guys.
Well, I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch you guys race, and I can't wait to get the season started. And congratulations on bringing it home second tonight. It's kind of just like a little preseason, so I was just getting your input. And yeah, I'm getting all kinds of... I forgot to turn on the mics. Anyways, it's not just for you guys to test and tune, Chris. It's for me, too.
Absolutely. Everyone needs a little warm-up.
There you go, buddy. Hey, listen, congratulations on bringing that home in second place tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. And that's the finisher in number 2 in the 98, Chris Stump. I do apologize to Al Smith. I didn't turn the mic on. That's completely my fault. I'm used to having somebody else in the booth with me, and I would have had the mic on. Well, we got one more to talk to, and it's race winner here tonight in the number 20. It's Justin McDuff. Oh, well, let's see. Justin, do you have a copy?
Hey, gotcha. How you doing?
I'm doing well, bud. Hey, listen, congratulations on winning this last preseason race. The 20 car looked pretty strong out there. I'm assuming you're comfortable in that thing.
Yeah, it was just I was trying to take care of it early there, and then I got a couple runs on Al, and I didn't want to restart on the outside as much as I was having to, so the one time I got a run, I was like, I'm just going to take it and see what happens. And then Chris got to second, and he was behind me for a while, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can hold him off. But then it kind of just worked out there with the restarts, and then once we went single file, I kind of had control. It was more of an advantage to be the leader at that point, so I'm just happy to bring it home.
Well, hey, congratulations again on the preseason race. You definitely have to be looking forward to race season starting next Wednesday night. Anybody out there that you need to thank on that car?
Yeah, I got to thank the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. It's a cause that I hold very near and dear to my heart. My brother suffered from it, so I love putting on all my cars and running to honor his memory. And the Arts Barbershop I love carrying those colors for Art and for AJ, and it's a lot of fun. And everyone at the front of the field tonight, like I had a lot of fun racing. It's always fun when you can race with guys. You know they're gonna run you clean, they're gonna run you hard, and that's what we had tonight with Al, myself, Chris, Doug for a little while. He was up there, and AJ there. It was just a lot of fun, and looking forward to next week.
All right, bud. Well, again, congratulations on winning this preseason opener, and I can't wait to get this thing live next week. And that's driver of the number 20, Justin McDuff. Congratulations to him. We had a fantastic race here tonight, guys. I did have a couple of glitches, and that's kind of why I was doing this tonight. Wanted to make sure I worked them all out. I think we're going to be okay, ready to go next week. Wednesday night, we'll be going live at about 8:45 Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank everybody who came out to watch tonight. I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to do this again next week long. We'll pull up the schedule real quick just so you have an idea of what we're going to be looking at. Again, starting next Wednesday night, 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, we'll be going live. Heat racing, and then the feature. And it was a blast tonight. I can't wait to do it again. We'll see y'all next week. Remember, myself and Rick will be here on Friday night with the Relentless Racing Series going to Pocono, and then Sunday night with the Blazing Pedals, the TRJ.com Blazing Pedals. They're doing something pretty cool, guys. If you haven't seen it before, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to be honest with you. It's the trucks on Daytona's road surface. For now, that is it. We will see you guys later.